Hey, find it.
Opportunities are around us. We just have to open up our minds to see these opportunities. If we're busy, being carried away by some of the distractions of life, social media, partying, and all. I'm not saying these things are bad, but if we let these things define us, watching TV all the time, if we let these things define us, then we're not going to see opportunities. If we hang around the wrong people, we're not going to see opportunities. So we have to create space to let our minds challenge us beyond what we know.
I think that's a fantastic thing to say because we just get so busy with the clutter that we've created ourselves just by making the wrong sort of friends, just by thinking the wrong sort of thoughts, and because our thoughts are very repetitive. So you would know, I mean, you would kind of agree with me on this factor that all of us, I mean, major thoughts of our are repetitive. So what we think every day is kind of like repeating itself until unless you like consciously train and then think of
Yes,
new thoughts. So,
yes, yes.
and but people don't understand because it is their own thoughts, so they never have this thing even going around their head that okay, this is not supporting me, maybe I should not think it in this way and I should look for a new perspective. I think that happens a lot with people. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Because what's happened there is we've created patterns of
yeah,
repetition. Yeah. Think about it this way. Think about a field or yeah, a field, a grass field, a lawn actually, not even a grass field, a lawn. And if you continuously walk in a certain path, in a certain pattern over a
yeah,
period of time, you're
yeah,
going to create a path on
yeah,
that lawn, and the grasses on that path that you walk on over time are going to be dead. And you just have that path. I see that all the time when I go cycling. You see a grass field, there's a
yeah,
pattern there because people walk over it continuously. That pattern has been formed. And it's the same thing with our minds. We create patterns in our minds through so many repetitive, unproductive activities. Yeah. And it said that I think it takes 21 days for habits to form. And when these habits are formed as a result of repetition, I mean, most of this 21 days is nothing. We've spent our life being brought up in a certain way, background or whatever, and it's taken, and years of patterns have been formed. So how long is it going to take to unwire these patterns? So it's a lot of work, but you have to want to change this pattern. I had to go through it myself. Being brought up, by an African family, Nigerian family, too traditional and all that stuff. I think I was the black sheep because I always because I don't think like everybody else. And I fall out with everybody else because my way of thinking is different from everybody else in my family. And I didn't mind that because I wanted to be different.
okay,
And I understood that to be different, I have to think different. I have to learn beyond what I have been brought up in, because that will affect my personal life and it will affect my business as well. I don't want to be what my dad was because I see beyond that. And I'm grateful for all the upbringing I was brought up in. I am grateful for all those values. It's still guiding me till today. But there are certain things I will not agree with. I'm not a very traditional person. Yes, some of those customs I appreciate why they're there, but for me, they are limiting beliefs that will hold me back as a person and as a businessman. So we have to find out what our own limiting beliefs are, whether they've come from family, friends, or the environment we grow up in, because those limiting beliefs have formed patterns in our minds that's holding us back. So we have to make the effort. And how do we make that effort? We have to learn. First of all, we have to understand what's my why? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Okay, if it's not clear, let me redefine my purpose and then start working on it. People don't like the idea of working because it sounds like hard work. Because how do you eat when you don't work? How do you eat when you don't work? And you got to work. You have to put in the effort. You know, what does that mean? You have to read. People don't like reading. You see, I love reading. I've got multiple books in my office and and at home. I just need to make the time to read them. Listen to podcasts. People don't like to listen to podcasts. That's the most powerful way. I don't think people need to go to university anymore, because the podcast industry is the university of life. That's, you got everything you need in there. And you're doing that right now, you know, Sonia, because we spend time going to school, going to college, going to university, but it never teaches us what we need to do in real life. We learn the principles, the theory, but in reality, no one tells us how to go about the dynamics of life, and especially when things change. So podcasts have been very instrumental in my learning and unwiring those patterns that are ineffective in my life. And I think everyone else, and I thank you for what you're doing, Sonia, because what you're doing, searching for your own version of paradise, I think that's such an amazing, amazing hook. Because everyone, when you think about paradise, it's this place of peace, tranquility, not just tranquility, but, happiness. But we have to find that for us. What does that mean for me? And through your platform, we're having this conversation, and I hope people can learn from this and see that it is possible. If I can grow from being, from doing so well to losing everything and then rising back up again, and I like to say rising like the phoenix,
Yeah, true.
No, but true. You have to own this, believe these things. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything like that, but I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I've been ground zero.